Hey Canucks fans, let's make a way too early prediction of what the opening roster might look like in October. I'm Canuck Clay. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Monday, August the 2nd. If you're new, you know what to do. Subscribe now for Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Before I get into today's vlog, I want to give a birthday shout out to my first son, our first kid. Not only our first son, but he's our first kid. Sean Isaiah, turning 20 years old today. I've already put posts about him on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And I said, yeah, I'm grateful for him as he's the only other person in the family that I can really talk Canucks with. And it was kind of cool, actually, when you turned 20 years old at midnight earlier today. We stayed up for a bit, and then we watched the entire Canada-US soccer match, which, as you guys know, was pretty exciting. Canada off to the gold medal match. So happy birthday to Sean. Happy BC Day to everyone out there. And thanks to everyone who joined me for my live stream last night. Had a lot of fun. And this channel is growing. And I basically talked about, looking forward to 8,000 subscribers, 9,000, and ultimately 10,000. My goal is before the season starts. I think it's kind of ambitious, but we got to aim high, right? And then some people took off with it and are really trying to get me there already. It's okay. We're still about 3,000 subscribers away, but it's nice to aim high, right? So thanks everyone for joining me last night. That was a lot of fun. And lastly, congratulations once again to John Sun, who was the winner of the 7K giveaway, 4 prints from Gassy Jack Art. And I've already connected with John. I've confirmed that he is the legitimate John Sun. And thank you, John, for your entry. Thanks to everyone for entering the giveaway. And congratulations, John, on your win. Okay, that was a little bit of a long intro, but worth it, I think. Let's get to it. People have asked me many times, Clay, what do you think the opening night roster is going to be? And I've answered it on Twitter. I answered it actually very quickly in my vlog yesterday, my Ask Me Anything. But I think now today I'll have a bit more time to kind of expand on it. So, again, this is early. This is August 2nd. The Canucks don't even start till October 13th. So we have over 2 months to go still. There's still a training camp. There's still preseason games. So a lot can change. It could be more transactions. But I can see the appeal of why people like doing this. I love doing this kind of thing because you get excited, right? When you start to see the names put on paper, lined up with each other, whatever it may be, and you start to think about how well they are going to do. So maybe I'll save the how well they're going to do for another vlog. For today, we'll talk specifically about who I think is going to play with who and maybe why. Okay, let's start up top. Let's reunite the Lotto line. No need to tinker with JT Miller at center. Let's reunite one of the best lines in the league from 2 seasons ago. So that's Elias Pettersson between JT Miller and Brock Boeser. No surprise there, at least in my eyes. Second line, a lot of people have been talking about it, and I have time for this. Horvat with Hoglander on the left side and Garland on the right. Now, last year, Hoglander played on the right, so Pearson could play on the left. So we go Hoglander on the left, Horvat in the middle, and then newly acquired Connor Garland on the right. Garland, I think, is going to be a wonderful player for us. I think he's going to become a very popular player for us, and he's a natural right winger. Actually, Hoglander is a natural left winger, so now it makes sense that these guys are on their natural sides, and then you can put Bo Horvat in the middle as we'd expect him to be. Now, on the third line, Pearson drops down. So now you have Jason Dickinson, newly acquired, RFA, arbitration. We talked about that yesterday. Jason Dickinson in the middle. And then on his left, you have Tanner Pearson. On his right, you have Vasily Podkolzin. Now, the rookie. I've heard people say that Podkolzin should start on the second line, and then Hoglander starts on the third line. I have time for that argument as well, because you have Hoglander and Pearson, who played basically the whole season last season together. But that would mean Hoglander going back to the right side, so Pearson can play his left. Whereas if you keep Hoglander on the second line, he can play on the left side, and then you have Garland on the right. So for now, let's say it's Dickinson in the middle, Pearson on the left, and then Vasily Podkolzin on the right. But I expect Podkolzin to be able to bump up to the second line if Travis Green wants to do that. And then you can put Hoglander in the third because of that chemistry with Pearson. Finally, their fourth line, we know we have Brandon Sutter, we have Tyler Motte on the left, and then on the right, I think it's gonna be one of Matthew Highmore or Zach MacEwen. I like Matthew Highmore's game better. I think he can kill penalties better than MacEwen can. Better skater. Obviously, MacEwen brings more grit and more toughness, but I think Highmore is a better player right now. So that's what I would do for my 12th forward. So my fourth line then is Sutter between Motte and Highmore. And I'm going to go with one extra forward, i.e. Zach MacEwen for now. So those are my 13 forwards. On D, this is where it gets tricky, because if you start with the idea that Hughes and Hamonic should play together because Hamonic is the best for Hughes because they played together last season and they got better as the year went on. Then if you go Hughes and Hamonic, whether you call them the first pairing or the second pairing, it's hard to think of Hughes as a shutdown pair, shutdown defenseman. It depends what you think of your first pairing. Do you want your first pairing to be offensive? Do you want your first pairing to be defensive? But Hughes and Hamonic are going to be one pair, for instance. Let's use that example. Then originally, I had Ekman-Larsson with Myers, and then I had Rathbone with Poolman. And then I switched it and I said, no, can Poolman play up with Ekman-Larsson and be a true shutdown line? And then you can have Rathbone with Myers, and they played together a little bit last season. And I'm not sure if Tucker Poolman can play as many minutes as Travis Green is expecting Ekman-Larsson to play. So if Travis Green has Ekman-Larsson as a number one pairing, and you say Hughes-Hamonic is number two, if he's going to play Ekman-Larsson in all situations, but especially at even strength as the number one pairing, I'd rather, I know Poolman's not used to playing those type of minutes, but do I want Myers as a shutdown? No, I'm actually okay. I'm okay with Poolman playing with Ekman-Larsson, Hughes-Hamonic, and then you go Rathbone-Myers. If you do a hierarchy and you say that's your third pairing, obviously Myers is an expensive third pairing guy, but he might get second power play time or whatever it may be. So let's go with that for now. And this, I think the defense is the hardest to predict. So I guess I'm going Ekman-Larsson with Poolman, see how he can do, Hughes and Hamonic, and then Rathbone and Myers. Now, I guess if you wanted to split Hughes and Hamonic, you could actually put Hamonic with Ekman-Larsson. Then that becomes a shutdown pairing for me for sure. So you go Ekman-Larsson with Hamonic. Then do you try Hughes with either Poolman or Myers, let's say Myers, and then you go Rathbone-Poolman. Or do you try Hughes with Poolman and then Rathbone-Myers? Regardless, especially in Poolman and Hamonic, mostly the right side guy is going to be the one who's staying at home. Then for my extra defensemen, I have Luke Schenn and Brad Hunt as 7 and 8. And then that means Ole Juolevi starts on the farm. Now, a lot of people are penciling in Ole Juolevi as number 7 or even battling with Rathbone for third pairing left side. But with the additions of all these depth players, including Schenn and Hunt, who have good NHL experience, I think that might push Juolevi down to number 9 on the depth chart. So something to keep an eye on. So if I just say right now, I think Travis Green likes Hughes with Hamonic because he doesn't want to start with 3 brand new pairings. So I could see them going Ekman-Larsson with Poolman, Hughes and Hamonic, and then Rathbone with Myers. In goal, that's the easiest one, obviously. Thatcher Demko is your starter, Yaroslav Halak as his backup, and then you don't need an extra goaltender on your roster. So you have an opening roster of 20 players with 3 guys healthy scratch. So my roster, to recap, is this. The lotto line up top of Pettersson, Miller, and Boeser. Then Horvat between Hoglander and Garland. Dickinson with Pearson and Podkolzin. Sutter, Motte-Highmore. Extra forward, MacEwen. On D, Ekman-Larsson with Poolman. Hughes with Hamonic. Rathbone with Myers. Extra D, Schenn and Hunt. And then in goal, Demko and Halak. There we go. That's it. I'm sure this is going to change many times before October 13th. But I think this is something I will revisit every couple of weeks. Not every week. I think that's going to be a little too much. But every couple of weeks I will revisit this. And obviously this talk will pick up in mid-September as the Canucks open training camp. So that's my lineup. I would love to hear yours. Put it in the comments below. And if it's similar to mine, you can just put the differences instead of making you type out 23 guys' names. Well, you can do that if you want. I don't know if I'm maybe going to do that in the description. Or I might. I can just copy it from one of my tweets. So I'll put it in the description. Would love to know what your opening lineup might look like. And yeah, let's get some conversation going. We're still 2.5 months away from the season starting, but I think there's some energy around this team, a team that's expected to perform much better than the team that played last season. Shout out to my Hall of Fame members, Jens95, Sim Alexander, Justin Credible, Nux fan number 29, Lucas Gates, Chris Seifert, Adam Broomfield, Shea Family Channel, Jamie Sports.com Moore, Shannon Hollingworth, and Andrew Chang. Thanks for your support as always, and thanks to the support of all members of all levels. You are listed in my video descriptions. If you want to become a member of the CCC crew, press the join button underneath this or any of my videos, or in the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. Leave a comment below. Give me your opening night roster, acknowledging that we're still 2.5 months out. Subscribe if you'd like to. Like this video if you'd like to. Become a member of this channel if you'd like to. Stay safe, stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Have a great day. God bless, and go Canucks go.